the first little bit.
Yeah. I wish I had a costume or a uniform. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 here tonight with your host, Maxwell Starr. Very small panel tonight because I think everybody fucked off for Halloween. We're going to do something. Let's just do something quick. We're going to do something in honor of Halloween, drinking a pumpkin beer for the first time in, well, beer analysis history on my channel. We did, for Halloween last year, we did the St. Ambroise pumpkin or a Citrouille or something, great pumpkin. But this year we're going to take a look at something from Lake of Bays pumpkin ale from the Muskoka region of, I think it's Baysville.
Yeah.
Baysville, Ontario. And first and foremost, let's get over to the panel that we have with us tonight. And do you want to do the great reveal there, Carrie? I don't know what I should call you now, considering you're no longer Redbeard.
I dressed up as someone who's supporting Movember for Halloween. Yeah.
You're a little less eager than usual.
I feel so naked, facially.
It's a good cause for sure.
I'm glad to be here.
It's a little. Oh yeah, Dan, thanks for coming on, especially having your great reveal. Just as you're coming on the Beer Analysis 101, and it's actually, man. It's kind of weird because that's like your beard has always been your online persona, at least for as long as I've known you. Which is
Indeed. Long. So yeah, like again, for the next at least month or so, I am Red No Beard.
Red Fuzz.
Yeah, that works as well.
And anyway, speaking of people wearing uniforms, Greg, or Jason, should I call you? All right, moving right along here. We actually, because Ashley Sexton couldn't come here tonight, we actually have virtual Sexton tonight. So let's see if we can get this to work.
Hey guys, how's it going? As you can tell, I am not with you tonight, but I am going to review this double beer. So, thanks.
Yep, there you go.
All right, did that actually work? Did you hear that?
You could hear it, but it wasn't the full screen. It was like still in the Facebook chat.
Yeah, no, I tried clicking on it twice and it didn't go. Stupid Facebook Messenger. All right, so let's move along to the story of Lake of Bays, which really isn't that long. Lake of Bays pumpkin ale. So Lake of Bays brewing began in 2009 and start over. Lake of Bays brewing began in 2009 with Mississauga native Darren Smith. While attending McGill University in Montreal, Smith lived across the street from a Montreal brew pub where he befriended the brewmaster, who was also a certified beer judge. Smith had developed a passion for home brewing and would bring his beer across the street for his friend to try. He in return would give pointers on how to improve his method. While finishing his bachelor notes, a plan was coming together. One evening while having a beer with his dad, he mentioned that he wanted to start a brewery. His mother had just purchased a couple buildings in Baysville, Ontario, a small town in the southern tip of Lake of Bays, in the heart of Ontario's Muskoka district, not far from Algonquin Park, where his parents had a summer home for the last 2 decades. And so at the age of 23, he's not very old, with the help of his family, he broke ground on the new brewery in November 2009, and other Baysville officials on hand for the ceremony. Lake of Bays Brewery would open for business in January 2010. Lake of Bays' first year-round beers would be their Pale Ale and their Roos Red Ale, which were later renamed Crosswind Pale and Sparkhouse Red in July 2012 rebrand. Since opening, Lake of Bays has expanded their beers available throughout Ontario and occasionally the rest of Canada. Most recently, Lake of Bays expanded to Huntsville, Ontario, opening a new 4,000 square foot brewery in May of 2018. So other beers from Lake of Bays include Sparkhouse Red, Oak Axe Pale Ale, Night Watcher Oatmeal Stout, Oxtongue IPA, and also others like their Mocha Porter, I believe. Lake of Bays previously made a Rock Cut Lager. Remember that
Rock Cut was great. That was one of my first craft beers that I was actually a fan of.
Okay. Crosswind Pale Ale, they don't no longer make that. They replaced that with the was the Broken Axe, and 10 Point IPA, which I've had on a number of occasions. It was replaced by Oxtongue. Those were all retired last year in 2017. Anyway, so the pumpkin ale is a 6% ABV, 25 IBU, spiced ale brewed with real pumpkin. They actually use real pumpkin. Take that, Gahan. With Magnum and Fuggles hops, as well as autumn spice and vanilla. Brewed originally in 2014 as Mashin' Pumpkin, a part of their own one-off Wild North series, the recipe was tweaked and brewed again as Wild North Pumpkin Ale in 2015 and again in 2017. Finally dropping the Wild North moniker and becoming a fall seasonal this year. Anyway, yay. So there's the history on Lake of Bays and their pumpkin ale. Speaking of which, go ahead, Redbeard. What's your history on their pumpkin beer?
I reviewed it. I don't think I had it last year, but the year before, I had done the Week of the Pumpkin, and I definitely had it then, and I thought it was, a decent pumpkin beer. I don't know if it was this, though. I think it was part of their Wild North series back then.
Yeah, it's the same beer.
Yeah, what you just said there, actually. Yeah, so that's when I initially had it. So, it's one of those beers that I assume they make with pretty much the exact same recipe every year, but because they're not using, pumpkins have a bit of variance in their flavor and stuff when you pick them, and they're always all going to be the same. So it's probably going to be a bit different year to year, but yeah, it's not one of my go-to pumpkin beers. I only have a couple of those that I'll definitely grab whenever I see them, but it's never been something I've hated. Just leave it at that, I guess.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Friday the 13th, he's still there?
What be going on, people of the internet?
Jesus Christ.
This is where Redbeard's beard went.
That's awesome.
He donated his hair to a good cause.
I was gonna keep it, but yeah, no.
Make a chest toupee with it. That'd be pretty epic.
Nice.
Anyway, back to business. Nick looks like he wants to be really serious tonight.
No, I'm just saying at least somebody's making this interesting. I suppose you got shaved red beard and we got or no beard, and you got Greg. More costumes than like your picture show, but
frankly, the Jason costume was great until you tried to sniff the beer or drink the beer. Then it didn't work.
So
he left all pissed off. He's gonna go murder some fornicating teenagers, and meanwhile, you guys got me and my beautiful hair. Anyways, I hope nobody questions their sexuality after this. Anyways, history of the beer. Let's be serious, fellas. I don't know. I think I've had this once before, maybe twice before. In fact, I think Chad, the albino rhino, got me to go to a beer store, which was very inconvenient for me a few years ago to pick this up. So I grabbed one for myself while I was there anyway. And yeah, I've had most Lake of Bays beers, or at least most of their core ones. I don't go out of my way to try them, but I have tried most of their sort of basic stuff. And I always find them to be kind of a mediocre brewery, but they make a few good things.
I find that they're really not adventurous overall. They tend to be very kind of they're like Highlander in that regard. They don't do a lot of out of the box different kind of.
I think it has to do with the region they serve. Like, I think the further out of the main city you have, the less hipsters you have, the more people just want to drink whatever and stuff. Like, I know you're out there a little bit, but I think you're the exception.
That's a valid point, but like still, I don't know. I feel like with the people trying new things, and I don't know, like you just
it's a vicious circle. If you don't give the people new stuff to try, they're not going to try it. They're not going to expand their taste, right? Like I say, most people are not born enjoying IPAs or scotches or any of those tasty liquids that often require a little bit of developing a taste for.
The comments are pretty fucking funny right now. Yeah. So I gotta say,
let me do the comments here in a moment. Let's finish up the history from.
I can't read them because my phone's charging. Sorry, Nick.
Sexton. So we can get this to work.
I had this beer once before. Last year I untapped it. Gave it a whatever rating, not too sure. I wouldn't have reached for it again if it wasn't for you, so thanks. So other than that, I've had a lot of Lake Bays products. I've had this before when it was called the Wild North or something like that. So other than that, this is going to be it for my history with this beer.
Woo!
You sure
Thanks, Ashley.
You're that fine? Anyway.
Yeah, no, it sounds that's fine. It's not super loud, but it's completely audible. You can hear it.
All right. Well, that's cool. I just want to make sure that's actually working. Anyway, so moving along to my personal history with Lake of Bays. I had it. How long ago was it? It came here in New Brunswick as a Wild North series, I think back in 2015. I mean, Lake of Bays products we got. I think the first time I ever had something from Lake of Bays was probably like either the Boca Porter or the 10-point IPA, and that was in 2014. Early 2014 when they first started showing up here in New Brunswick. And they don't have a lot of Lake of Bays products here in New Brunswick, but I think there's like every once in a while we'll get an order of cans in. And we were lucky enough, I guess, to get their pumpkin beer. And it's like the only pumpkin beer they could get in New Brunswick that you guys could get in Ontario. Everything else here is like local stuff. But I did previously review the Wild North version on my channel as review number 812. I didn't necessarily care for it then. I'll get into my thoughts on it, what it tastes like now, but I wasn't crazy for it back then. But I thought of it. I didn't necessarily care for it then. I'll get into my thoughts on it, what it tastes like.
What's happening? Sorry, that was me.
Damn it, Redbeard.
No, I was gonna say I didn't think it was me.
My bad.
Alrighty, now that we've had that dramatic and unprofessional failure of. Let's get down to the comment section here. And since there's nobody here that can read comments, I'll read some of them.
What?
Or what? Are you old? Are you old enough to read the comments there, Carrie?
People might say I'm not now, but yeah, I'm able to do that if you'd like me to. No problem at all.
See what the first comment is there from.
Yeah. Craig says, "Look, Dung." Eric's here says, "Cheers, Craig. Hope you are well." Eric says the ginger is gone. Craig, you need to shave your avatar. Ashley pops in, holy shit, Redbeard. Lee says, Lake of Gays. Hubert's in, man, you gays. Craig says, you Pauling Greg. I guess actually, yeah, you kind of, the long hair kind of looks a little polished a little bit. Then Eric says, apparently I have more chin than expected. My dog's being ridiculous.
You skipped over Lee's comment there.
No, it's right there. It's right there and there. Redbeard looks like one of those young children with that horrible aging disease. That's just... I fucking love you, Lee.
Like Redbeard reads hateful tweets kind of thing going on now.
You were like, fuck. Is that the non-artist formerly known as Redbeard? Man, he gay. And Craig's in there. Best Halloween costume today. Thanks for that, Craig. Lee, Jesus, I need to go back to watching Jay's show. Then that Ashley from Another Dimension has shite audio and worse visual. It's not that bad. Lee, he was using your equipment, Hubert. Nice. And stealing my artistic intellectual property. Hubert apparently has been robbed by Lee. And that's it.
Well, we might as well get into the final throes of this. What's your thoughts on the beer there, Reddy?
Damn it. It's not bad, but it's a very, very kind of middle of the road pumpkin beer. It's not anything that I would gravitate towards. Again, like I'd say, I think I would before we started up the pre-chat, we were talking. I said I'd had the randomly the Grand River pumpkin highballer pumpkin ale they make. I hadn't had that in a while, and I tried it just because I hadn't seen it in a while, and it's actually really tasty this year. The maltiness with the pumpkin works really well. The pumpkin's there. It's not nearly as pumpkin pie-ish as I want a pumpkin beer to be, I guess. So it's not great, but not bad. And rating-wise, I'd probably go like a 6.5 for the style, and personal enjoyment, I'll give it a 7.5.
All right. So, Raggedy Ann, what do you think?
Hello. No, I'm the chick from Wendy's. Thanks, Redbeard.
Yeah.
Nick, way to fuck it up. Way to embarrass yourself live on YouTube.
No, it's Pee-Pee Longstocking.
Oh, it's Pee-Pee Longstockings. Well, now I'm humiliated.
Thanks, Agnes.
Yeah, well, you're sleeping with Nick tonight.
Woo!
Oh, Nick's excited. His table just shifted a little bit. So what do I think about this beer? It's pretty much to me a middle of the road pumpkin beer. There's nothing particularly special about it. There's nothing even particularly pumpkin-y about it. It's got a little bit of the pumpkin-y taste. To me, it's just a decent drinkable beer, which quite frankly, that may not sound that enthusiastic, but there is some really, I like pumpkin beers, but there's some awful, awful pumpkin beers out there that are just overly spiced messes. And this one's just fine. It's drinkable. I could enjoy it. This to me is almost reminds me of sort of where the GLB pumpkin beer is at. It's kind of like a very drinkable pumpkin beer that's not that strong on pumpkin. So if you're somebody who doesn't like pumpkin or just wants to try it, this is probably a good starter. And I don't think it's going to turn you off. I don't necessarily know if it's going to wow you either, but it's kind of good. So
if you've never had one before and you're like drinking stuff like Bud, it might. This one here might blow your mind the first time you have it.
Well, that's true. It's true because the first time I had GLB pumpkin beer, which I consider to be like this, a very non-flavorful but very drinkable pumpkin beer, I thought it was the heaviest beer I ever had in my life, which at the time it probably was. So, but that was 6 years ago. So, anyway, so I don't know. I think it's gonna be 7 all rounds for me. 7 for style. It's certainly not the best. It's certainly not the worst. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump it. I'm gonna give it 7.5 for style. Because in the realm of pumpkin beers, I think that's about average. And for my own personal enjoyment, I think it's right at a 7. I think I can't really say anything wrong about it, but it just doesn't wow me any more than that.
Yeah, there's no wowing, really. Yeah, I'll agree with that for sure.
No, I'm definitely agreeing with that. All right, so let's tune in for Virtual Sexton.
Ooh.
Here,
He's not full screen
Let me
yet.
rewind that. Oh, he's... Let's just let it play. I think it's pouring at his beer. He hasn't tried it yet.
We're getting some mad reflection off your screen right now on that
Yeah, I know.
camera thing.
What the hell?
As long as it's not pouring on it.
There we go. Tilt it that way.
That's better.
Khaki head, quickly fading, quickly bubbling away. It smells like allspice, some sweet pumpkin on the nose. A little bready. Nothing special.
He's given us more than we'd usually get from this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. We usually don't record this part.
Yeah,
because he's a professional.
Well, I'm just playing the videos he gave.
Well, that whole first sip and stuff always happens while history's going on.
Yeah.
Well, since I know that, I'm going to send Nick a bunch of videos.
Well, this one right here, you could probably just you could put together and do as his first beer review on his new channel.
That's actually not wrong. Although vertical video.
All right, let him talk.
I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it's okay. Sort of what I expected. I would have, if you're gonna do a pumpkin beer, I would probably want it a little bit more on the sweet side, a little bit more decadent. I don't know.
I agree.
Let's see.
Fucking fruit fly.
Your fruit.
Super easy drinking. 6% alcohol. You don't taste the alcohol at all. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna finish this and then I'll give it a rating. 1 second.
All right, so let's tune in for the last part.
So here we go. Lake of Bays. Okay, so here we go. Lake of Bays. Pumpkin ale. It's all right. It's not terrible. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it again. Probably. I would probably step over this one for a few of the pumpkin ales, but in general, I'm probably not even going to buy a pumpkin ale. So, for personal enjoyment, I'm going to stick to, actually, I looked at what I tapped it as last year, gave it a 3 out of 5, so 6 out of 10. I'd give it that. Again, for personal enjoyment. To the style, I'm not as adept at pumpkin ales as I'm sure Joe is after this week. So, I don't know. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty nondescript rating, but, it's sort of a style I just don't really generally enjoy. I prefer to eat my pumpkin pie, not drink it. So, there we go. So that would be a 6 for personal enjoyment and a 7 for style. There we go. Cheers, guys.
All right.
You should actually look into getting a Sparkle Cam. That thing that Chris has, I'm pretty sure that would allow you to like get that video and actually play it through your shit. That'd be a cool thing to people that aren't able to make Joe, who recently
It'd be nice to have something like that. Except for, I mean, I don't have anything that. I'd like to have one that would actually work with like one of my Sony cameras video output, which is just straight HDMI.
Sure
maybe I wonder if Sparkle camera would work with like an Elgato. I'd like to get. Anyway, we're getting way off topic.
That's what I'm just saying. That Joe had mentioned in our message that Joe is probably not going to be available for a lot of beer analysis, is basically for the rest of the year. Yeah, so if he was able to get the beer and do something like that, he could still participate, kind of thing. It'd be cool. I like that.
Anyway, moving right along to the to my personal opinions, and not that anyone wants to hear that, I guess. So I'm not going to talk. Actually, I'm going to talk. I guess I get slightly like an earthy background on it. I get cinnamon and ginger in there, a little bit of the vanilla, not a lot of the vanilla. The pumpkin's barely there. You're basically drinking a spiced beer that barely has any pumpkin to it, and the spice character is really the only active. It really, other than that, it tastes like just bog standard what your typical pumpkin pie kind of pumpkin beers taste like, which is, it's not really standing out. It's middle of the road. And this style of pumpkin beer, I'm not really a big fan of. I pressed to think of pumpkin beers that I've really liked in the past. I'm pretty sure there is one, but I can't think of one right now. What I do know is that this one's kind of like in the middle to the lower end of the scale. I'm not really crazy for it. I think I like this one better. It does, when I remember having it back last time in 2015, not that I, 3 years ago, trying to remember a lot from it. I remember it being thicker, creamier, and a bit more vanilla in it. Whereas this one here, it's kind of dialed back, but at the same time, I like this one more for some reason, because I gave it 2.5 out of 5 in my old review back in 3 years ago. I'm gonna give it for the overall for the style. Sorry, I'm gonna give 6.5 out of 10 for the style, just because I've had pumpkin beers and done better. It's not bad. It's not terrible. At least it has pumpkin in it. But overall enjoyment, 3 out of 5, 6 out of 10 kind of thing. It's just, yeah, I'm not crazy for it. Anyway, happy Halloween. All right, Redbeard, No Beard. Did you want to go back to the rest of the comments?
Sure. Where we end off here, it was pretty much right there. Lee says Greg is looking really hot tonight. Can't pin down what it is about him.
That's why the other hair had to go. I was worried about having.
Stuart asks, unshaven bush. Eric says it's pumpkin ale, total shit. No beard equals even worse palate and ratings. Thanks, buddy. You guys are generous with those scores. Eric says, I would guess Ashley only likes Flying Monkeys Paranormal. That's a decent one. My favorite,
that is one of the better ones, Ontario, I think.
The best one I've had, like as far as, I don't know, just like straight up pumpkin pie beer, Big Rig's Tales from the Patch. Their pumpkin porter's really, really good.
It is very solid. My only issue with it is it's too sweet for me. Like, it's almost like I get halfway through it and I'm getting diabetes.
You don't want to have a whole lot of it, but like one can of it, it is like having a slice of pumpkin. It's as sweet as pumpkin pie kind of thing. It's I don't know. I like it. You were Virtual Sexton, more pervy than regular Sexton, yet more credible. Rod pops in. What the hell, though, beard? Yes, Movember. I dressed up as somebody who's supporting Movember for Halloween. Look at me go. Lee says Ashley can tell us channel the Beer Squad, get him a uniform and everything.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Rod says
thank God.
Ashley's literally phoning in his review, which is pretty funny. Rod asks, who the hell's the bald guy talking? Just some guy. And then talking nonsense. Give him a lollipop and you got Kojak, apparently. The beard needs to come back to even out the headphones. Yeah, you're right. I look fucking ridiculous right now. And
you do have a surprisingly small head.
God, Craig says it's Chet. And then just and then Ewart says Chase Westcott.
Nice. I think he's referring to my new hairdo.
possibly.
Oh yeah, he's talking about Greg. Looks like Chet.
Yeah. I picked that up. I didn't catch that until I read the comment, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a long time. Like before I started the channel and started actually growing the beard, I always had like at least a small chin strap or beard or something going on for like the last 10 years previous to starting the channel. So it's been a long time since I've been this cleanly shaven.
You look like with just a little bit of lube, you could just slip your head right up a girl's vajayjay.
Hey, man. Anybody wants to give it a try? Yeah, my headphones are abnormally large on my head right now, though. It's weird.
Well, take them off. Take them off before you attempt that procedure. Don't be an idiot.
Well, yeah, these headphones were expensive. I don't want to fucking get them all.
Exactly.
Get them all ruined with vajayjay juice.
Yeah, that's awful.
Vajay juice. VJ juice. The hottest new flavor.
Nick.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Has Nick rated this? Have I just been completely not paying attention?
He did.
Oh, okay.
No, did he? No, Ashley did his, but
No,
did Nick?
Well, yeah, he actually did. Yes, I did. I said,
sorry.
I'm trying to create the image for it.
Well, so Greg, just keep talking, man. We got to keep going. Give it some time.
I'm having trouble with the graphics. So.
Uh-oh. Well, did everyone have a good Halloween? I know all three of us. Did we take our kids trick-or-treating? Did we get lots of candy?
Yeah, all the people that had kids didn't show up tonight.
That's actually a valid point, yeah.
Yeah, we decided to go
late. The three of us are like pretty much everybody else that's in the beer analysis. Does Lee have kids?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'd be afraid if Lee did have kids.
I feel
they'd all be dark and brooding and wear trench coats.
I feel like his kids. I feel like he just have very, very well behaved kids because his like the tone of his voice and stuff and the look he would scare some children.
I would feel that he would train them to kill Dr. Dave on sight. Like it'd be like
you ring a bell or something.
Well, a bell. It'd be like
when it comes to like trench coat wearing moody dark people, at least he's not as dark as Paul. Paul does have Nick. Not that kind of dark and racist. Nick, anyway, let's move along to Jesus Christ, Greg. I can't take you anywhere. All right, so there's the scores.
Oh, that was great. Rod in the comments just asked before he even said that. So Lee would have little Pauls.
Yeah.
Before he even started saying the whole Paul thing.
What I was trying to say is Paul has kids.
That was great. Oh, and do you not have anything like more mildly impressive than MS goddamn Paint?
It's for the stuff.
It's good enough.
Mm-hmm. Or at least save the picture and then open it up in something else that can go full screen.
Oh, this is what I could figure out in a matter of seconds.
It's not terrible. I like the pictures.
I didn't have any graphic prepared.
Oh, wait.
I didn't have any graphic prepared. That's why there's a black outline on the outside of the image.
The word pumpkin ale at the top of that can is like not right. It's not right. You
notice that? No, it's been shrunk down. Anyway.
Not shrunk down. It's just like it's not angled. It's like somebody straight up deleted it. It looks like this. Pumpkin ale on a bit of an angle. They just like cropped it out and made it straight. It's weird.
So this has been another episode.
Shut up,
let's insult Nick's artistic ability.
All right. Let's go back to the comments. Do we have any more? Oh shit!
I didn't say he did it, unless you did that. You didn't do that, did you?
Read the comments.
Okay. What's next week's beer? That's what Lee says, and then Craig nicely says, "What's next week's beer?" And that's where Rod had said Lee would have little Pauls. Where's that great on the 10th editing? It's not here this evening. Eric says, leave the racism to the ginger. Oh, wait. Okay. And then OCD kicking in. Never, ever. Good timing. You're back.
All right. There was more comments than that, wasn't there?
No, that was it, man. Oh, wait, what?
The last comments was literally the
two more just popped in. Yes,
go ahead.
Rod J knows gingers are very oppressed in North Canada. Very, very oppressed. And then Chris is out fucking on Wednesdays. Not sure what he's doing with the other 57 minutes of the hour. So yeah.
Well, what is it? It's his new girlfriend. It's the only night they both have off nowadays. So
I bet he's a cuddler.
If she wants to be a supportive girlfriend, she would like.
She'd take a new job in order for Chris to hang out with his friends.
Or no, even just like be willing to, if they're both off, be willing to come by and like hang out, just like sit on a chair, like watch TV or something in the background while he does this. And then once that's done, sure, he can't join us for the after chat, but he can be part of it for this. Come on now.
Why do you guys think
she'll be sitting on?
Why do you guys think I'm sometimes late for the after chat? I would never miss Beer Analysis 101 for sex. Come on, I have priorities.
No, but you missed the after chat for it. Anyway, next beer is it really? Life in the Clouds. I finally got a can.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, yeah, we talk about this in the chat, except for you started posting naked pictures.
Well, no, it's like this beer's been talked about a couple times where you thought you could get just like...
Yeah, we tried to do this back in May because like it came into New Brunswick. I decided, okay, let's do Life in the Clouds. Go actually out to buy it. Nope, we can't.
I like it. That's currently being stocked all the time at 2 of the LCBOs here in town. So if I'm available next Wednesday, for sure.
My can's from August, so I'm hoping that's fresh enough. It'll have to do. That's why I want to do it sooner. One of the other things is, of course, Craig from the UK, Kent Beer Reviews. He can get a Canada, so I think he's got one. So it'll be great. We can get somebody from the other side of the pond into our chat.
We'll see how fresh his can is.
Yeah. Wow, I wouldn't worry about that. Let's just do it anyway.
I gotta just have a random thing I gotta say. Anybody wondering and is like, what the fuck's going on? The video explaining what's happening with this is being up live on my channel as soon as this is done, and it's Movember. Basically, Marcel found out a family member of his has got prostate cancer. There's pretty much not a great chance of things working out, so he asked me if I would help him and do this to kind of help support things. So if you want to donate to my Movember page, whatever the hell it even is. I don't even know how it works, but I started a thing up, and the link will be in the description of the video that was released on my channel. Happy Halloween.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So all you people that made fun of Redbeard for the last hour, he's helping a cancer victim, you bigots.
Bigots? That's not what a bigot is.
Did you just do an armpit fart?
Yep. No,
it really sounded like it. That was
using a rocket blower in arm. Anyway, moving along to the more professional stuff. I guess we could just end this right now and get on to the after chat while we're somewhat sober.
I'm good.
You're good. I'm good. Anybody else? Any other comments? I think we're good. I think we're gonna take this offline and we'll come back.
Lee just posted a video of a naked woman.
Yeah, we'll check that out in a moment. Anyway, we'll talk to you folks later. Thanks for coming and watching us. Thanks, Redbeard. Thanks, No Beard, I should say. It's a good thing you're doing, by the way. And Greg.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Greg, keep doing what you're
Look at me, though. I can have like a triple chin over here. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, triple chin.
And we'll see what kind of costumes I find on the after chat.
All right.
Ooh, and I'm having a barrel-aged pumpkin.
And happy and thanks for having a virtual sexton online, I guess.
Yeah, cheers. Actually,
we'll have to figure out see if we can get that to work better next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Terrible. Talk to you folks later. Cheers.
Penis.